Hello, everyone. Sean Cook out there in UNL Canvas land. I hope everyone is having a good evening and thought I would go ahead and record my group introduction, if you will. I had a great opportunity to see everyone else's introductions as we went through our initial postings, and I'm excited to get to know everybody on a little more personal level. I have my notes both over here, I guess it would be over here, and down here. So if I'm looking down or around, that's what I'm doing. So just so you're not wondering why I'm looking all over the place and not giving direct eye contact. So first up, one of the things that we were asked to cover was naming any groups of student populations that we most identify with. For me right now, as far as the student population goes, I would identify myself as a graduate student, but more importantly, because of my work every day with students, I would also identify a student population that I identify with, and that's our professional students in physical therapy, occupational therapy, and pharmacy. I work on their behalf every day and working with and for them to ensure their success. And so that's the biggest probably student population that I identify with right now, other than being a graduate or PhD doctoral student, just because I am interested in what their needs are and what they're doing in their academic coursework. So that is really important to me. Related to my social identity, this one I don't know that I've ever said it out loud, meaning that I've never been challenged to think about it in a way that this project encourages us, or this introduction encourages us to think about it. But how I would identify myself, or the identities in which I hold: heterosexual, cisgender, privileged white male, able, Christian. I mean, all of those things that are in the patent book that we can view as privileged. And I would say that that's probably where, fortunately or unfortunately, my identity lies. But it does challenge me every day to think about what students are experiencing, especially our students of color here at a predominantly white Catholic Jesuit private institution, which creates a lot of barriers for students that are come from oppressed backgrounds, or students of color, or whatever and however you want to identify those people. It's a tough road, and we don't see enough of those students around here. And so we kind of live in a bubble here at Creighton University, and sometimes that can be very difficult. But a big part of the Jesuit education is understanding social justice and injustices, but it also comes through a very privileged lens. So it takes a lot of challenging to get to people to think about what others are experiencing, especially because of the fact that our students come from what I would consider very privileged backgrounds, and to really understand what impact they're having on their patients and what patients are going through and experiencing every single day, whether it's access to health care, affording their medication, receiving therapy that they need, but really the barrier is cost and access. So it's very interesting to hear the conversations that students have inside and outside the classroom related to that. So with all of those things, I mean, I would say that I would consider myself the epitome of privilege, if you will. And so that is something I struggle with every day in my work, but also trying to balance and understand how to best navigate that. Related to my how my identities interact with the people in the world around me, I try to make those as congruent as possible, whether it's at work or at home. I have a family, married, 3 children, 3 boys, and so a lot of our education with our family is making sure that they understand the privileges that they have, and those others that may not have those same privileges. So that's a little bit about me related to identities and what we're talking about in this module. I look forward to meeting everybody and getting to know a little bit more about what everybody has to offer and bring to the table. Take care, stay warm. It's snowing in Omaha, so hopefully it'll stop soon. Take care, bye-bye.